welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all as excited about Super Bowl Sunday as my household is. Whether you can agree or disagree on the teams that are playing in the Super Bowl, we can all agree on two things. We all love the commercials and the food. What can I say about the food? We absolutely love Super Bowl Sunday in my household and can't wait for it. Today I'd like to share with you some of my favorite party foods. Typically on Super Bowl Sunday we like to make either like a crock pot chili or have like nachos or something like that. But in addition to those items, I always make extra finger foods, and that's what I want to share with you today. I'm going to create the recipes from start to finish, and I'll also provide the information below in the description box for the ingredients by recipe. If you have any questions or comments about any of the recipes today, make sure that you leave them down in the comment section. And if you have not already subscribed, click that link down below, guys. I don't want you to miss out on anything this year. I really appreciate you all tuning in today, and stay tuned for some fantastic recipes. You can use these all year long. My family and I love them. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned. For the first recipe, I'm using avocado, a lime, cheddar cheese, sour cream, my favorite salsa. I'm also using dried chopped chives and dried cilantro. You'll also need some type of serving dish. I'm using 2 small glasses. I prefer clear because it makes the presentation nicer. They do sell similar plastic cups like this at the Dollar Tree. this recipe, I'm using rice paper wrappers and also rice vermicelli noodles. You can pick both of these items up at your local Walmart. Most grocery stores also sell them, so I'm sure you won't have any trouble finding them, and they're very inexpensive. I also have a dish here that I'll be using to soften my rice paper wrappers. These are never boiled, simply follow the instructions on the package for preparation. I have an assortment of fresh vegetables that I had on hand. I didn't purchase any additional vegetables or anything special for these wrappers. You can literally put anything in them that you wish. I have an English cucumber, sometimes referred to as a seedless cucumber. These are always the ones that are wrapped in plastic. They're much easier to digest than the traditional cucumbers also. I have a carrot, fresh mint. I always have this on hand because I like to put it in my drinking water. I have some red bell pepper and some purple cabbage. You can use purple cabbage, kale even if you have that, romaine lettuce, any type of hearty green that you might have will work for this. You could even use spinach. Spinach sometimes changes the taste of things, so be careful with that. But any other type of like spring mix lettuce or something like that would work for this. I have an assortment of fresh herbs. I have both some parsley and cilantro, but for this recipe I'm going to stick with the cilantro. The cilantro and the mint will pair well together with the sauce that I'm going to use. I've also got some chopped unsalted peanuts. These are left over from another recipe, but they will work perfectly for this. If you don't have any chopped peanuts, but you do maybe have a jar of peanuts in your pantry, and they're salted, you could always rinse them off and let them dry and then chop them. That will work out great too. But the salted peanuts typically will not work very well because they're just too salty. And I've got my hot water kettle to conveniently prepare some hot water. In addition to the vegetables for my wrap, I'm also going to use shrimp. If you purchase cooked shrimp, just make sure that the tail has already been removed. Since I have raw shrimp, I'll have to cook them first. If you'd like, you can substitute canned apple pie filling for the filling. I do prefer to make my own pie filling so that I can control the amount of sugar that's in it. For my filling, I'll be using Granny Smith apples, fresh lemon, vanilla extract, nutmeg, cornstarch, ground cinnamon, and cane sugar. The cane sugar and ground cinnamon will also be used to coat the cooked apple pies. For the pie shell, I'm using wonton wrappers. These can be found in any grocery store in the produce section. To cook them in, I'm using simple vegetable oil. For this recipe, I'm using cream cheese, turkey pepperoni, mild cheddar cheese, dried chopped chives, and onion powder. Basically, I'm using the chives and the onion powder because I'm too lazy right now to chop up any onions. This will be enough onion flavor in the recipe. If you don't have pepperoni on hand, you can always use any type of lunch meat that you might have, whether it's turkey or ham or whatever you like. Even like dried beef would work great in this if you have that on hand. And use the cheese of your choice. This is just what I have. If you don't have cling wrap on hand, you can also use a Ziploc bag, one of the plastic produce bags, anything like that will work.